trying to free not just the blacks, but also to free the whites. He even went further. Even the language, the African language, which he preached against, which he demonstrated against, which he fought against, he went and studied the African language to a master's level and wrote most of his memoirs in Afrikaans. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, why am I saying all this? It's because he came out of prison, or even before he came out of prison, he went into the minds of his prosecutors to find out what drove them, the authors of apartheid, what made them write such laws. And it was only by doing that that he was able to not only forgive, but forget all that was dispensed on him. The inspiration that I got from Mandela also led me into, when I finished my studies in the UK finally, and decided to come back to Nigeria, I drove all the way from London, across the Sahara Desert, across 13 countries, back to Nigeria. People asked me, what were you doing this for? And I said, I was living up to Mandela's ideals. That is doing what you believed in. And even if it calls for your life, doing it as long as you can use it to extend goodwill to the rest of the people. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, I have started, in fact, I started many months ago building a Mandela monument in my state, Delta State in Nigeria. And I'm happy to say that some of the people that are here today, particularly from the embassy, and a good number of Mandela family came all the way from South Africa for the opening of the first phase of the Mandela Garden in Asaba, Delta State. It was also born out of the same inspiration to leave a legacy, to leave a monument that will outlive, not just outlive us, but for our next generation. My biggest regret, as I stand before you, is the fact that a couple of weeks ago, I went to the home of Mandela in South Africa, and I was invited by members of the family that came for the commissioning of the park in Asaba. And my plan was to, when I heard that he was almost going, my plan was to say a final goodbye to him. But unfortunately for me, at the time, in fact, I had breakfast in the home of Mandela, but I was not able to see him because at that time, members of the family had stopped people from seeing him. Therefore, as I stand before you, I tell you that I was mentored by this great African, Madiba. But I fear for today's generation, who will mentor my sons. One of them is here. Who will mentor my grandchildren? Who will mentor the rest of us? So the search for another Madiba must start, and it must start now. Thank you very much.